Hello, welcome back to the channel. So I thought I'd just do a little update as we haven't had much going on recently. I took a bit of time off during March just for really run out of steam a little bit, to be honest. I had a lot planned to come down the line but never really got it done, and then time's gone on. I've started to get a little bit busy, so I thought, well, we'll just put everything, pause it as it was. Because these projects, I've learned a long time ago not to put out part one of a project till the rest of it's finished or near enough finished. You know, if I'm getting to the point where I just got to put on some aerials and take a few photos. But when it's a half painted tank or something, often I've put part one, part two, and part three never comes up. So that's a reason. I've shown you a few things on updates and that, and it will come down the line, but it takes the pressure off of me. If you see, I like to enjoy my hobby as well as run a channel. So you know, it's a gentle balance. So I've boxed up a few things, got a project on the go here which I can take my time with. I don't need to rush. I'm filming, well, not filming anything yet, but I probably will film bits as I go through. It is, if you can tell, what's a good thing to come back to, as always, Spitfire. If you're going to do a Spitfire, Edward Spitfire. It's a 5B from the, I've got it down here, Eagles Call boxing, where I've already built the 5C, which I did put on the channel. So got one of them on the go. I'm using extra decals, and we're going to go for this one here at Harrowby. She's got local connections. More on that maybe in another video. And that's just ticking along in the background. In fact, I'm nearly at the point of paint. In fact, I've actually just masking up the canopies as it's a Profi pack. Lovely, as it actually comes with canopies. Oh, it's a really good camera, this, isn't it? This is my, he says, glaring light. This is my phone. Quite surprised how good it is. But there we are. That's the Canopy Master windscreen. I've done all the Photoetch. Trying to take my time with it. This because I can rush models. So that's something that's new, and just going on along with that. I will usually at this time of year, for those of you who don't know, I run a plant nursery, so I do get a little bit quiet on the channel. So usually it stops in March. You don't see anything until June or July. I'm not planning for that to be the case. I'm planning to at least put a couple videos up a month, albeit they might be just update videos like this. But I imagine we'll have some stuff coming on as I go on through. I've had a bit of a rearrange with some of the kits I've got and some of the stash, and tried to starting to sell through a bit as well. It was one of those things. I mean, I know a lot of us, well, I'm going on to talk about stashes now, but I know a lot of us just buy models, place them in the stash, and you know, we've got them for a rainy day and so on. I'm very much the same. However, I do try and sort of keep a bit of a sensible attitude to it. It's very easy to pile them up and think, yeah, one day. But I've got to pile against my wishes. It's in the bedroom. So when I wake up, I see it. It's just this stack of tank kits, and I look at them and I think, I bought them in 2020 and I haven't probably built 2%, and I thought, that's 3 years now. So it's different when it's under the bench or stashed away. You can think, oh yeah, I forgot I had that, but when you see it every morning, you think, I thought about putting a curtain over it, but it just quite grating on me, thinking, if I haven't done anything in 3 years to any of those kits, I probably don't need 80% of them. There are some in there. There's some gems like the Char-B, the Tamiya Char-B, things like that. But a lot of it is stuff I've come across or had good deals. I do get given kits as well by friends who come across them. You know, they think, I don't want this. This would be useful to you. So you do acquire them. They're not, you know, it's not like you buy them every week. But I think we're getting to the point now where it's time to probably knock some of that back. So I'm doing that as well, having a rearrange. And also, it's not all about getting rid, because sometimes you can reinvest. Now, there's a little story to this. I'll give you a, there we go. So obviously Wingnut Wings kits were back. When was that announced? Probably November, December, something like that. And I put 3 in the basket and got them booked, and I thought, well, common sense came in. I was looking at the wish list that I had there. It was about £400, and I thought, okay, let's start to work this down. And I managed to whittle it down to just one, and I think it's a good choice. The Fokker D7. It's the one I always wanted. Funny enough, just before they talked about releasing it, I was talking to a chap in the club who's got a number of these, and I was saying this is the one I always wanted to get. And it was obviously long gone by the time I started looking, and there it was. Came up on the Hannants pre-order, and I was lucky to get one. So I think this turned up about a month ago, I guess. So I think we'll have a look at this on the channel before too long. Open some of the bags, or will I? Well, I'm not going to sell it, so I probably will open the bags. Oh, factory sealed bags. Am I going to cut the seals? Yes, we'll cut the seals. We'll have a look. We'll get right into it. Have a good old look. So this makes 2 Wingnut Wings kits I own now. I've got this and the Fokker E1. So the E1 being a monoplane, I felt it is very First World War looking, but it's not a biplane. So now I've got the biplane. No British, I'm afraid. Never really done much for me, the British planes, the Camel and Dolphin and things like that. Oh well, I say that. I nearly I mean the small ones. I like the big ones, like the the Brisfit and all of that, a bit bigger. But they were trickier, always very sought after on the Wingnut Wings line. So I've made my decision on the Fokker D7. There may be some down the line, who knows? There's always stashes and people coming up with kits and all sorts of things. I have in the past had an Albatross, which I did sell, and I had a Sopwith Camel with the Lerone engine, which I sold as well. So keeping those 2. So that's something we'll have a look at. A couple other things are floating in and around as well, which is quite useful. There's a group build currently ongoing at my local club, so I'll be taking part in that. Fingers crossed, because we had a previous group build, which was the Beaufighter, and this was my entry. It never got further than this. But there we are. I'm going to get it ready for Telford. So there we are. I can blag my way for it. But there is a French build, and I do have something. I'm just seeing if it's handy, actually. I don't think it is. It is! Always wanted to go a bit different. Going to go for a civilian plane. So I've got a Cauldron C631, and I'm going to go for the blue one. This one here. From my favourite, one of my favourite aircraft manufacturers, Dora Wings. I think they're doing the best work possible, really. A lot of these Ukrainian companies are really good. Dora Wings, Wingsy kits, but for me, Dora Wings is their choices that they release. It's just like gives classic airframes a run for its money. I mean, on the side they're advertising a 30-second Dewatin 510. I mean, who thought you would ever see one of those? A 70-second Block MB151 and a 48th MS406. And I mean, that's obscure enough, and that's the mainstream ones for Dora Wings. So there we go. I will be filming that, and that is a build I was aiming at Telford to put into the competition. So again, it's something I want to take my time with. I must look at when the group build ends, actually, thinking on that, but it's not going to take too long. It's not a massive plane, but I want to take my time with it. It's a short run kit. I think it would be an interesting thing to bring to the channel. There is a bit of armour floating about, but at the minute they're a little bit stalled, although I think I will get some finish. I've got the Comet, Tamiya Comet built, figures painted, base almost ready. I just need to bring all of that together, and that's usually my struggle, but we will get onto that probably in a few weeks. Start some weathering. I've got a clear bench behind the screen there where I usually do weathering and painting, and then this is the building bench, so there's plenty of room. So we've got aircraft coming down the line, updates coming down the line, finished build videos coming down the line. So I hope that satisfies everyone. So that's me just checking in, letting you know what's going on. I hope you're all still there and all still staying tuned. We will have another update this month, and I must say I'm getting a lot of comments on the channel. I'm getting emails I'm reading through them. I know doesn't do a lot, does it? But I'm struggling to actually send emails and reply to customer inquiries on my business, let alone people on the channel. So I am intending, because I've got 2 different email addresses, to reply at a later point when I've got a bit more time, because it does get a bit overwhelming when you've been doing emails for 12 hours a day and then to come home and think, oh, I need to send back some emails to people on the channel. I really appreciate everyone getting in touch, and I really appreciate you taking stuff from the videos and enjoying it, and I do intend to reply to you all one by one. It just might be a bit longer than when you thought it would. So I appreciate the kind words as well. There's a lot of nice things being said, which I'm very happy to hear. So glad everyone's enjoying stuff and can find useful points in any of the videos I've done. That's brilliant. That's the main reason I do them. So and I hope that continues. So there's a lot of stuff coming on the channel later in the year. Got a lot of things planned, a lot of stuff already in the pipeline, and there is potentially more help on that front as well as we get into the autumn winter. So stay tuned for that. But until then, keep an eye out for the videos. They will be coming down the line, as I say. And thanks for keeping with the channel, everyone, and I hope you stay tuned going on past this. And as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.